Welcome to the first annual Tikkun Leil Kol Kiddushin, where we normally discuss why Masachet Brachot is so enamored with theological things like demons, ghosts, presidents of America, politics, and of course my personal favorite topic, why there is no candy corn in Israel. However, today, we'll be focused on the Purim Sheni, otherwise known as Halloween or Leil Kol Kiddushin. Before we start, I'd like to state up front, we do not have time to discuss all the details of picking the proper pumpkin for your mitzvah. Okay, instead I recommend you go watch. For those of you with Tuch already, you can read it. It's The Great Pumpkin, Joey Brown. And follow what Rav Linus says, teaches you about what to look for and the type of kavana one must have on this holiday. However, for those who want the tachlis answer, the size of the pumpkin should be at least the width of 2.5 bottles of Balvenie and the height of 1 bottle of Jack Daniels. Duty-free sizes only. With that finished, just like Shalom on Shabbat, let's move to the common question, namely, should one say Hallel on Halloween?
Definitely.
Okay. Right? Okay. Good question, yes? After all, Halloween dates back, roughly, depending on what Wikipedia said, to between 1000 and 100 BC, or in Jewish terms, around the destruction of the first Beit HaMikdash. So maybe we should be saying Hallel on Halloween. However, if we ignore the pagan holiday stuff, because after all, that's fake news, people planted by the church to prevent us from praying to God, the truth is Halloween was about the end of Baal, the great Celtic god of spring and summer, ending his reign. Well, that's what Wikipedia said. I have no idea. Now, we established a date and a reason. That brings us to the other argument, which is, if we're going to say Hallel on Halloween, what Hallel do we say? Half Hallel or full Hallel? Dasi said we should say full Hallel? Dasi wants to daven longer. Okay. So, kids may know, right? So not to belabor the point, we're going to say, the answer is, of course, we say the full Hallel. Right? Of course, because you of course just want a faster davening anyway, but we're going to say a fast one, full Hallel. So what part of Halloween is included in Hallel? What should we say? So Hallel praises Hashem, glorifies Israel, but it also discusses the dead. Kids running back and forth. As it turns out, if you read the Hebrew in Hallel, you will see that it says, at one point it says, Mekimei me'ar fadah, which can be translated as raising the lowly from the dust, meaning ghosts. We are raising ghosts from the ground. So, or in our case, maybe zombies. If you want more proof from Hallel, why do we say full Hallel? Well, in the paragraphs we normally say, as we say in Rosh Chodesh, it says, Peh lehem v'lo yidabru, Einayim lehem v'lo yirau, Oznayim lehem v'lo yishma'u. And of course, who are we talking about when we say these things? Teenagers! Okay, no, of course, we're talking about ghosts, right? And they can't, because ghosts can't do the normal human things that we do, right? And at the end of all of Hallel, what do we say? Well, Hametim Hallelujah, right? That the dead are not going to praise Hashem. So therefore, of course, we can say, Hallel is what you say on Halloween. So, yes. Right? Of course, there are other aspects of Halloween we must remember and change our davening, like the first bracha of the day. When we sing, all the other bracha, we say, Baruch Atah Hashem Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Shalom Asani K'mo Shedim. And if you forgot to say the bracha on Halloween, during Shemona Esrei, for Rafech Alei Amo Yisrael, say it twice to save yourself from Malach HaMavet. As it turns out, in 2011, no, that's not what happened. A tzaddik from Toronto named the Taryag Mitzvot decided that when davening the morning after Halloween, we should not wear tefillin, because we'd be hungover and thus only put them on a mincha. He continued to discuss other items for Halloween for people, and he starts with women, and he says Halloween is a time-bound mitzvah. Women are nevertheless have to keep the mitzvah, because without women dressing inappropriately, there'd be no parties, which would lead to exactly. Or without parties, the next mitzvah would be even tougher to keep, namely to be besimcha. Everybody is chayav to be besimcha on Chag, unclear whether or not this Yudash is talking about that. But getting together with your friends and dressing up and drinking and hanging out with other people is, of course, mandatory, because anything that's Isser on Yom Kippur is mandatory on this day. He also talks about costumes. It's chas v'chalil, if chas v'chalil you miss Purim for whatever reason, the rabbis have said, you still get your star by dressing up on Halloween. Considering it's Purim Sheni, and remember to wear only leather on Purim, because, we do the opposite of what we do on Yom Kippur. I feel like I'm getting from Halloween. Yeah, so okay, fine. All right. The internet is full of Amaratzim because some of the brains are for halacha, but even though there are Breslovers who have talked about Halloween. There's a person who gave, a Breslover who's in a rock band, gave a whole bunch of things that he does on Halloween. And one of the things he says, there's no trick-or-treating before sundown. If you're under bar mitzvah age, you can go out for chinuch reasons beforehand. Second one was, he says, if there is a Shabbat, if Halloween falls on Shabbat, otherwise known as Shabbat HaShedim, you can still trick-or-treat, providing you have an Eruv. If you don't have the Eruv, you should put a hole in your bag so that all your food didn't fall out, you go to waste, and you wouldn't be over the Yisur of Ma'amar, which is gathering. He also goes to describe when you give candy, you should give the amount at a minimum of a kazayit, which is 5 candy corns, or some people say you should give a size of a betza, which is 12 candy corns. The latter is preferable for most people. Another thing that he says is when you are egging cars, be careful not to drop the eggs prior to throwing them, because remember Bal Tashmi. Fifth one he says is that there is no snitz or erva, witch costumes. Only at home with one's husband. Oh, there's Breslovers. They really know how to get everybody partying. We're going to skip that part.
No, don't skip.
No, we're going to skip that part. Okay, fine. On that topic, one should not engage in idle chat with your usual friends. Instead, should socialize with friends of the opposite, or if you're LGBTQ, the other same sex, or whoever one fancies. There's no fear of leading that makes dancing as much as leading to other things that the mitzvah will need. In closing, we're leaving with 2 halacha. One is, if you're going to wearing some costume is more kosher than wearing no costume, unless you're wearing a tail, because then, like the pitum, it makes everything kosher. And the second one is, if you don't make the bracha shachianu, you do not make a bracha of shachianu until someone is home and gives you candy, and after you knock, and it's candy you like. And with that, may all your candy get eaten by me, and to all of Freuch and Purim. Talk to you.